Are you over 50 and struggling to lose weight? Well, I was too. Want to know what's helped me? Keep watching. Hey y'all, it's me, Serena. Yes, I'm in a different area today. As you can see, I am in my kitchen because I'm going to talk to you today about being stuck on the scale, which is something that I know that a lot of you can relate to, and what I have done recently that has gotten things moving and helped me to lose 6 pounds in just a little over a month. And I know for some of you, 6 pounds may not be a lot, but I'm only 5'2". And for those of us who are petite, then you know how hard it is to lose every single pound. It's enough for me to see a difference in my clothes. It's enough for my jeans to start, feeling loose. It's enough for me to fit back into some jeans that I haven't been able to wear for a while, which I'm doing today. So it is enough to make a difference. And I'm going to go over just a few things that have helped me to get the scale moving, and also give you some tips on what I've been eating. First of all, let me say I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not a dietitian. So don't come for me in that way. I'm just showing you what has worked for me as a 52-year-old. I guess I'm a perimenopausal woman. I haven't started going through menopause. I still have regular cycles and all that stuff. But so I don't know what it's going to be like after menopause, but this is just where I am now and the struggles I was having and what has helped me to get the scale moving. To tell you kind of where I was, I had put on some weight over the holidays, and I started back on my Weight Watchers plan after the first of the year, tracking my food, doing the plan. I believe I was on the blue plan. They have different plans now. And I lost a couple of pounds, just mainly that extra fluff I had gained during the holidays. And that came off pretty quick after the first of the year. And then the scale just stuck. But I kept with it, I kept following the plan, eating within my points, trying to get active, moving, all that stuff. And the scale was just stuck. And I knew I needed to do something to at least kickstart me to get the scale moving and get some successes to motivate me to keep moving forward. So I decided to go with a low carb. I don't know that it's keto. Maybe it is. I guess you'd say it's dirty keto, so not strict keto, but I am staying within 20 net carbs a day. And net carbs is your total carbs minus your fiber and sugar alcohols that are in the food. But sugar alcohols are still bad, and I'll get to that later. But that's what I've started doing, and I saw a difference immediately. And it wasn't all easy, and I will tell you that the first week that I made this switch, I did have a day where I experienced what they call the keto flu. Some people have it for longer. Luckily, mine was just one day. And I had dizziness, I had nausea, and just felt horrible. And I was able to get through that by drinking a lot of salted chicken broth, because your body is just adjusting from not having all those carbs and sugars that it normally has. And I guess your electrolytes can get a little bit out of whack, but the dizziness was there, the nausea was there. I just really felt crappy, but the broth got me through it. And then by the next day, I was feeling fine, and I just plowed on through. So you may experience that when you transition to a super low carb way of eating. So just be warned. I did experience that, but just for one day, and it does go away. But I'm going to share 5 tips with you that have helped me, and hopefully they help you. and then show you some things that I've been eating that are just super easy and convenient that I can grab and go or prepare without a whole lot of work, because I'm not big into cooking multiple meals for my family. I'm already cooking for my husband and my son. I don't want to cook a separate meal for myself. So that is what we're going to talk about today. So just keep watching. So tip number one I have, and some of you are probably not going to like this tip, but I don't care what diet you're on or what people say. There's really no way around this, and that is to track what you are eating. Because even with Weight Watchers, you know, they're big on tracking what you eat. So I was kind of in the mindset of doing that, but I was doing a lot of things wrong. I was sneaking, you know, bites of this here and there, and I wasn't tracking that in Weight Watchers. I had some sugar-free candy that I really like. I have a sweet tooth. I love chocolate. So I had this sugar-free candy, like pecan clusters, and I would eat 2 or 3 of those a day. And I thought, well, they're sugar-free, you know, big deal. But I never tracked those, so I was really cheating. But you've got to track everything you eat. And there are so many easy ways to do that now. The app that I use is called Carb Manager, and I'll show you what it looks like. And I use it just simply because I am doing a low-carb diet. I haven't tracked anything today, but don't know if you can see that. But Carb Manager is so easy, and it's actually easier than Weight Watchers. The Weight Watchers app has a lot of bugs and glitches in it. Carb Manager is super easy. It's got the barcode scanner feature where you can just scan an item in the grocery store or whatever, and it's going to give you all your nutritional information and sum it up and track it for you. It's got thousands, millions of common foods in there, you know, like your vegetables and fruits and whatnot. Just super easy to use. It also has like a green, yellow, red light thing, whether the food you're eating is keto friendly or not. If it's keto friendly, it's going to be green. If it's telling you to limit it, it shows it in yellow. And if it's, you know, avoid this, it'll be in red. So that's really helpful too. And it's free. There is a paid version that you can get, but I use the free version, and it has all the features I could ever want. But if you're not into Carb Manager, some other ones that are really good are MyFitnessPal. I've used that one years ago. It's been around for a long time. It's a good one. Of course, Weight Watchers, if you happen to belong to Weight Watchers. There's another app called Lose It. That's a good one. And MyPlate. MyPlate has been around for a long time too. I think I used it years ago as well. So that is tip number one. Find a way to track your food. Track your calories, your carbs. And while I'm staying under 20 net carbs a day, I still try to watch my total carbs, and Carb Manager tracks that. And I try to stay between 50 and 75 total carbs per day. Okay, my tip number two is to get a scale for your food. Because until you start measuring your food, you don't know what 1 ounce is. You know, a lot of things, even if it's lunch meat or cheese or nuts or whatever, the package will say a serving is 1 ounce. And it's so easy to go over that. And you can get these little digital scales. They're all over Amazon. I will link a couple down below. These are under $15. And they work great, and that way you can just get used to measuring out, you know, what's an ounce or 2 ounces or 3 ounces of whatever food item you're eating. And after you do it a while, then you get better about eyeballing it, but don't try to eyeball it in the beginning, because you're going to be way off one way or another. You're going to have way too less or way too much. So just go ahead and make the small investment into a kitchen scale, and it's going to help you tremendously with getting the correct serving size of all the foods that you're eating. Okay, my tip number three is you've got to watch for hidden sugars and carbs. Sugars are what has just driven our whole society to obesity, I am convinced. It's not the fat, it's the sugar and the added sugar that is in virtually everything that we consume. Even things that you don't think have a lot of sugar in them, they've got sugar in them. And your body processes sugar the same way it does carbohydrates. Your body is going to burn the sugar and the carbohydrates first for energy before it starts burning your stored fat for energy. And what you want to do is burn that stored fat for energy to melt that fat away from your body, to melt it off. And your body is going to have a hard time doing that if you just keep feeding it sugar and carbs, because it's going to get the energy from the easiest thing that you're giving it, which is the fuel that you're currently putting in it. If you starve your body of those sugars and carbs, then it's going to start burning the fat, and that's what we want to do. And fat is not bad. We've been conditioned to think that fat is bad, and yes, you know, a super high fat diet is unhealthy. This is something to kickstart your body and get it in the mode of fat burning and get you, you know, to move that scale, get you motivated, see some results and motivate you to keep going. Plus, I just feel better not eating so many carbs. And I do still eat breads and tortillas and chips, and I'll talk more about that later. But right now, watch for hidden sugars. So, for instance, I had these bars in my pantry. These are Fiber One protein bars. And you think, oh, well, it's protein, you know, that's going to be healthy because it's got a lot of protein. And it says on here 5 net carbs, which is not horrible. But if you're staying within 20 net carbs a day, that's a quarter of your carbs in this one tiny little bar. But if you read further on the label, it has 2 grams of sugar, which isn't bad, but that's added sugar. It's not natural sugar occurring in the ingredients. That is sugar that has been added to this product, plus 3 grams of sugar alcohols. And that is your synthetic sweeteners, which tricks the body, and the body thinks of those the same way as real sugar. So while it doesn't have the calories, your body is treating it like sugar, which is why they're bad. And it does have 6 grams of protein, which is okay, but this is just a whole lot of your daily allotment of carbs to give up for one tiny little snack. So this is the kind of thing that you've got to really be careful about and read your labels. And I've been holding it upside down this whole time. Sorry about that. And another thing that you might not think of as having sugar is your pasta sauce. This is actually a good one, this Rao's marinara sauce, because it has 0 added sugar. Now, it still has 6 carbs per serving and 4 grams of sugar, but they're natural sugars occurring in the tomatoes and whatnot that are in this sauce. No added sugar, so that's good. So if I'm making my family spaghetti, I use this marinara sauce, add some meat to it, and I will eat it over zucchini noodles and cook regular pasta for them to eat. So this is a way that we can eat the same thing. I just skip the noodles and do zucchini noodles. So that's something you need to watch for, is those hidden sugars and carbs. And another place where there's a ton of hidden sugars and carbs is in your salad dressings. So this may go against common thought process, but go for the full fat salad dressings. Go for the full fat ranch and the full fat blue cheese. Those are going to be the lowest in carbs and sugar, and they're going to taste good and have the least amount of processed ingredients. The low fat dressings have a higher amount of processed ingredients, which are not great for you. So just go for the full flavor, full fat versions of things, and you'll be more satisfied, you'll feel better, and they're better for you in the long run. Just watch your portions. And my tip number 4 is eat as cleanly as possible. And what I mean by that is eat foods that are not processed at all, or very, very minimally processed. So that is cutting out, your breads and pastas and things like that. And that's eating your whole foods, your meats, cheeses, your vegetables, your leafy green vegetables, your zucchinis, your spinach, broccoli, cauliflower, all those good green, cabbage to an extent. Cabbage has a lot of carbs, but it also has a lot of fiber. All those good vegetables that are low in carbs. There are so many fun ways to prepare those and quick as well. So one thing, I really enjoy zucchini. I enjoy broccoli all different kind of ways, especially what I call loaded broccoli with cheap melted cheese and some bacon bits on it. Or you can sprinkle ranch seasoning on it and some Parmesan cheese. That's delicious. So there's so many ways that you can prepare whole foods. And of course, you've got your chicken, your steak, your bacon, your fish, all these things, just whole foods, nothing processed. And of course, sometimes I cheat a little bit for convenience, but try to eat as many whole and minimally processed foods as you can. Your body will appreciate it, and they will have lower carbs naturally, and they are more filling usually too. And all those good healthy vegetables are full of fiber, which keep you regulated and keep everything moving, which makes you feel good, gives you more energy. So it's just a win-win. Eat as clean as you can. And my last tip of the 5 is kind of a no-brainer, but it's eat foods that you love. Now, this may mean that, a very low-carb keto diet may not work for you. If you know that you have to have some pasta, or you have to have some bread, or you have to have, fruits in your diet, then, this may not work for you. So pick a diet plan that works for you. I'm just sharing what has worked for me. Personally, I don't miss the fruits. And you can eat some berries and things like that on keto as long as you limit it. But I'm not a big fruit eater usually anyway, unless it's in something bad like a pie or something like that, which I'm not eating right now. But, the vegetables, if they're not starchy vegetables, are pretty much unlimited. Eat, all the ones you want. They're good for you and they will fill you up. But if you're not a big vegetable person, then on this kind of diet, you can eat a lot of meats and cheeses and dairy products. So you've got that going too. I eat a lot of convenience foods, and I'll share some of those with you in a minute, but they are things that I love. I've just got to quit buying things because I know that they're so-called diet foods and good for me because they go bad and I throw them out, like celery. I always buy celery with the intention of, I'm going to snack on this with some blue cheese or ranch dressing. Same thing with cucumbers. And then they go bad and I throw them out. And so I finally just quit doing that. I thought, this is crazy. Why do I keep buying these things and I'm wasting my money because I'm just throwing them out? So buy things that you love. And I have started doing that, and I'm losing weight. I'm eating the things that I love, and I'm not wasting near as much food. Okay, this is a bonus tip, and I, hesitate to even put it in here as a tip because it's such a no-brainer. And honestly, I need to be a lot better about this than I have been. But it is move more and drink a lot of water. I have been slacking in both of those areas, especially the moving more, just because I've been so busy with my job and everything else. But get yourself, a Fitbit watch, or I have an Apple Watch. Try to get in at least 10,000 steps a day. And you'll be surprised how many steps you get in a day just going about your normal business. But then try to do something extra to get up to that 10,000 steps. Go for a walk. Weather's getting nice. You can walk outside in your neighborhood. If you have a treadmill at home or any kind of exercise machine, get on that. Get your steps in. Get your movement up. At least 30 minutes a day. And I need to practice what I preach here because that makes a huge difference. It boosts your mind. It burns calories. and it just helps get your metabolism going too. And also drinking water. Drinking water helps us feel better. It helps our skin. It helps us, you know, when we're hydrated, our skin looks plumper, so it can help from that point too. And it's just healthy for us. And like I said, it's something that I need to do more of, but move more and drink more water. Okay, now I'm going to do a quick little rundown, kind of a what I eat in a day, not exactly, but some examples of things that I've been eating that keep me satisfied and have helped me lose the weight. So I'll start with some breakfast things. So sometimes you just have to have a tortilla or some bread, right? And I like to kind of do that at the front half of the day rather than at the end of the day, so that way my body has time to burn off those carbs throughout the day rather than at the end of the day when I'm going to be going to bed soon. You don't have to do that, but I try to do that. I do like my bacon and eggs for breakfast, but I love a piece of toast with my bacon and eggs. Sometimes I just have some bacon and some toast. And depending on where you live, I'm sure there's some brand of keto bread. Yes, this is a little bit more expensive than regular bread. This one is by Lewis Bakery. And it has 0 grams of sugar. And it does have 8 carbs, but it has 8 grams of fiber per slice and just 30 calories a slice. So sometimes I even make myself a sandwich out of this at lunch. And I can stack it up with some lean deli meat and cheese, mayo, mustard, lettuce if I want. Makes a great sandwich. So you can still have bread, just get some kind of keto bread. Speaking also about breakfast, another thing that I like to do is make myself a breakfast burrito, and I'll do a couple of eggs and some shredded cheese in there, and then I will scramble up or heat up these, this is turkey sausage, pre-cooked turkey sausage crumbles. And you just heat these up either in the skillet or the microwave. I mix it in with the eggs that I scramble, and then I put it in one of these low-carb tortillas. These are the La Banderita brand, and I think they have 5 net carbs per serving. I've never known how a tortilla, a little flat tortilla, can have more carbs than a piece of bread, but they do. But anyway, this is still low carb for a tortilla, and that makes a great breakfast burrito. I can put some taco sauce on there, dip it in some sour cream, love it. Something that I eat a lot for lunch are salads, and this is just super easy and convenient. This is something that I do a lot of the time, especially if I don't have a lot of time. I do go ahead and get the pre-bagged salad from the grocery store. I like the hearts of romaine. It doesn't have the radishes and the carrots and all that. Those things can add some carbs. Not enough to really make a lot of difference, but I like just the romaine mix. So that's what I like to get. And then I always keep these on hand. This is the Tyson. It's the grilled chicken strips that are in the frozen food section. So you can just microwave some of these really quick. And I throw those in a container with my salad greens. And also for crunch, I'll add in some of these wisps. These are 100% cheese. So it gives you that saltiness and that crunch that you're craving, like from a crouton or a chip or something like that. But I put these on my salads. And then I'll use a lower carb dressing, either like a blue cheese or one that I've been using a lot lately, and I'm out of it, so I can't show you, but it's the Brianna's brand Asiago Caesar dressing. Love it. It is so good. And I'll put that in a container and just shake it up really good, and it makes the most delicious salad for lunch. So then for snacks, I'm all about my snacks. So I have to have a couple of snacks a day. And here are some different things that get me through. I love cheese. My favorite, this is kind of ripped, but I like the Sargento. This is the Colby Jack sticks. I love these. I try to always keep these on hand. String cheese is okay, but to me it just doesn't have a lot of flavor. These are 80 calories per stick, and they have 0 carbs. And they have a lot of protein, so I love these. Another thing that I like to keep on hand, and this is a processed meat, but it's not too bad. This is the turkey pepperoni from Boar's Head. You can get the regular pepperoni. I just happen to like the flavor of the turkey pepperoni better. It's a little bit more mild. And 16 pieces of this pepperoni is just like 70 calories and 1 carb. So very low carb. Lots of times I'll have a stick of cheese and some pepperoni for my snack, and it's very filling, and it's just 1 carb. Another snack that I love, especially if I'm craving something salty and crunchy, I eat these probably daily, but I try to limit it to 1 serving a day, because if you get more than that, you're gonna burn up quite a few carbs, and that is nuts. And you want to stick with macadamia nuts and almonds. I love cashews, but cashews have a lot of carbs in them. And for the almonds, I love these bold sriracha almonds by Blue Diamond, and they have like 5 net carbs per serving. And this is another thing, it tells you that a serving size is about 28 nuts, so you can either count them out or measure them on your scale, because that's equivalent to about an ounce. So I love those. And I also love macadamia nuts, and these are the lowest in carbs. An ounce of these macadamia nuts just has 2 net carbs, but macadamia nuts are higher in calories and in fat than other nuts. So you definitely need to limit the servings of these, but they are so good. Love them. So this and this excellent snack will keep you satisfied for a long time if you're hungry. Just again, you got to watch your portion size and not eat too many of them. And then for dinner, well, dinner I do a lot of different things. I love salmon, so I cook salmon a lot, at least once a week. I love spaghetti, so at least once a week we'll have spaghetti. And like I said, I'll do zucchini noodles, and my husband and my son will do pasta noodles. Another great dinner that I've discovered is Alfredo pasta, but I use zucchini noodles and these grilled chicken strips. It is so good. So I'll fix some linguine linguine, the whiter noodles for my son and my husband, and then have Alfredo sauce and heat up some of these grilled chicken strips, or you could cook your own chicken, whatever, and that makes a delicious dinner too. And with the Alfredo sauce, you really feel like you're cheating, but you're not. Because if you get the right kind, it is very low in carb. If you get some that's low in carb and doesn't have any added sugars, then you're good to go. I also love steak. I'll fix burgers and just eat mine without the bun. Lots of things you can do for dinners. It's pretty easy. That's probably the easiest meal for me to stay low carb is my dinners. I can also eat another big salad if I haven't had a salad for lunch. So those are just some ideas and what I have been eating to lose this weight. I hope these tips have helped you and given you some ideas. Like I said, I'm no expert. I'm just trying to share what has worked for me, and hopefully these things will work for you and get you jump started if you're looking to lose a few pounds. Let me know if you like this video. Give me a thumbs up if you like it, and leave me a comment down below, and let me know anything else you would like to see in a future video. And until I see you in my next one, have a stylish day. Bye-bye.